Good morning, everyone. Bright and early this morning. It's 5:34 here. I've been up for a little bit, and I was up fairly late. It's kind of one of those nights, but lots of good stuff. So I wanted to do this on, and actually, I'm going to do this invite because I like this, even though I tagged you. So hang on. Martini. There we go. Okay. So, Nadini, you wrote grief and loss of living an unfulfilled life. Hey, Karen, how are you? From the East Coast. It's what, 7:34 there? 5:34 here, but I'm getting up and getting ready to go out with my dogs and hike. But I really wanted good morning to you too. Hope you're well. Hope all your horse work and all that's going really well. I was thinking I should hook you up with my daughter. My daughter was quite a horsewoman, did the vaulting. I was mixing you up with Carrie Robertson in the group. So anyway, so I want to go back to that because I think this can be so directly related to, us when we, it can have us eating inappropriately. It can have us insulating ourselves with weight. And the other piece I want to say of this is grief and loss of living an unfulfilled life. So I know for myself for the 18 years that I was really stuck in what I call the prison that was my eating disorder. I literally felt like life is passing me by. Hey, Melinda, it's life is passing me by. I'm stuck in this cycle, in this addiction, and I'm watching life pass me by. And that's why I wanted to add this in, the grief and loss of living an unfulfilled life. So if you've struggled with emotional eating, good morning to you too, Melinda. If you struggle with emotional eating, if you struggle with, feeling like life is passing you by, I'm stuck in this thing, or, if you've felt like if you carry extra weight and you've carried it for a long time and you have a lot of frustration about, oh my God, is this ever going to change for me? Ever, ever, ever. And the frustration that you can feel, it's not that you don't maybe have fulfillment in other areas, but this area is the area you're like, eh. So think about that in any way where you feel grief or loss over an unfulfilled life. It can be your entire life. It can be a specific area. It can be in this arena, like, I said this on one of the videos. The one thing I noticed when I stopped, and I do say it this way, when I stopped practicing my eating disorder, when I learned to unhook from that, the thing that blew my mind was how much time I had on my hands. That so landed for me. I was like, oh my God, like I could not believe the amount of extra time I had on my hands because of having different behaviors now, and even just the mental space that I had through having stopped the obsession. Oh, I should have that. No, I shouldn't have. Stop that. Don't do that. That thing. That blew my mind. So just call to mind right now, grief, loss, where you're feeling like this is unfulfilled for me, and feeling like it's never going to get better. Like this is it. This is as good as it gets, and I still want it to get better, but I can't seem to do anything to make it feel, make it get better. So let's dive in and tap, karate chop. Even though I have this grief, I have this loss in my life. Hey, Cameron. I feel so unfulfilled. So trapped and so stuck in a life that's passing me by. I choose to acknowledge I feel this way. Even though I have such heaviness around this, such grief and loss. I've been trapped in this way of being for decades. And I want so much more for myself. But I don't know how to get there. Even though I have tried and failed so many times, I want a better life than this. I want to be free of this prison of feeling so unfulfilled. And yet I still feel trapped. And I have so much grief about this. I accept myself anyway now. So much grief. So much loss. I want so much more for myself. But it always feels so out of reach. Just when I think I'm going to get there, something seems to happen again. And I slide totally backwards. And this totally sucks for me. And I don't know if I've really put it together. The grief and loss that I feel about this. It's like I'm watching life pass me by. And I'm not participating in my own life. Not in the way I want to be. So much grief. So much loss. And how much am I judging myself for this? Because every time I look at my life and I see how unfulfilled I feel, what do I say to myself about myself for not having resolved this yet? How hard do I really come down on myself? I bet if I really pay attention, that bully in my brain is working some major overtime. And it might be subtle, which is harder to see, or it could be in my face. But if I'm coming down on myself and judging myself, of course I stay trapped and stuck. That voice can sound like, oh my God, you're doing this again? God, that's so stupid. When are you going to learn? I know better. I know better and I'm still doing it. And it can sound like all of that and more. So what if all I need to do right now about this is consider freeing myself from the colossal self-judgment about how bad or stupid I am, or how messed up I am that I haven't figured this out yet. What if I can start to remind myself that I am a work in progress? Oh God, and here comes that voice. Yeah, but you've been working at this forever. What if that's a so what? I didn't get this way overnight. I spent a lot of time being brainwashed and programmed for just this. And what if it's true? What if I can just consider this idea that no matter what shape my life is in right now, no matter what shape I'm in right now, no matter what I'm looking at, what's happening, I am literally doing the best I can. There's that voice. No, you're not. No, you're not. Try harder. Push harder. Do better. Find that next thing that's going to do it for you. But what if all I have to do right now is just consider the truth? I really am doing the best I can. And I may know better intellectually, but emotionally, when I'm triggered, that's out the window. Because when emotions are high, the ability to think clearly, to make better choices, that's out the window too. And here is my truth that maybe I can begin to embrace. I would totally do this differently. I really would, if I knew how to. And if I'm still doing the same behaviors and getting the same results, that is literally the best I can do right now. Because some part of me is still trying to protect me. Still trying to find safety in what feels like such an unsafe world. And when that little kid in me gets activated, all bets are off. That kid is running my show, and that kid's been in charge a long time. And what if, by learning to accept myself exactly as I am right now, flaws, foibles and all, I'm actually practicing loving this inner child in me, back into wholeness, giving to this part of me what it's hungered for, longed for. If I saw a little child behaving in the ways I judge myself for, I kind of doubt I'd come down on them hard. So what if I can remind myself I have this child within me, and this child is longing, hungering, starving to feel acceptable exactly as they are. And what if the more I can practice this, even just this much every day, the more I'll be able to release behaviors with grace and ease, without all the pushing, striving, working so hard at it. And that can make all the difference. And take a breath. All right, everyone. Got to it early. Melinda, Cameron, Karen, I know you were here. I can't see who else is here, if somebody else is. Thank you all for being here live. It's always kind of fun, like, oh, there's people up early. But yeah, you're on the East Coast, so you're 2 hours ahead of me. Hope this is helpful. If it is, go back and tap on it as many times as you need to. And one other thing I want to say, I've said this before, I have like 4 pictures of myself as a young person in my office, you know, pictures like that. Other ones, I have one in the 1st grade when, you know, I think about the nun beat me, and I look at, like, I'm like, oh my God, that cute little face. And if you can find a photo of yourself, you're welcome, Melinda. It's huge, and talk to that part of you whenever you find yourself coming down, like, I know better. It's that video that I posted, like, this is a goofy ass picture of me as this kid down in Kentucky Lake on summer. And when I look at that and I think, and I start to say, like, oh, you know, I can't even say it now. You know better. It's like, if you think about talking to that picture, that was such a powerful exercise. Take a picture of yourself. Try and talk to this kid the way you talk to yourself, you know, as an adult, and see what changes for you. You know, oh, figure it out. Buck up. Just do it. You know better. Get it. Like, it just feels like, whoa. And you might break out in tears. I have when I've done that. And try that and see if it helps. So every time you're like, I'm leaving an unfulfilled life. Oh, I ate that thing again. I did that again. Oh, thanks, Cameron. Much love to you. You rock too, bro. Try it. See what happens. You're not going to... And if you can sustain it, that's just something to tap on. Like, then don't judge yourself for, like, oh, I'm really good at beating the shit out of my little kid. Now go, whoa, that, like, oh my God. Then, you know, keep tapping on that. Wow, I'm really good at that. And you're just, we learned to treat ourselves the way we were treated, so we can start to unlearn it. And that is such a powerful tool and a powerful way to do it. So anyway, that's all for now. Cameron, Melinda, Karen, whoever else was on here. Much love to you all. Have a great rest of your day, and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.